for this team.
And with their young core, understandable that they didn't want to extend Horford out to age 37. A revamped roster, but I think they remain a contender in the East.
Now here's Fultz. Pass to Gordon. Fultz, the pass to Gordon. Shot clock at 6. Over Tatum. And that one hits back iron. And it's Walker with the ball, bringing it up for the Celtics. This game coming after a loss against the Bucks. Brown kicks to Walker. Pass to Tice. Tatum on the wing. Fires for 3. Fournier pulls it down. We're about 1 minute into the first. Now the pass to Vucevic. Vucevic gets double teamed. Here's Fultz. That's tipped. Walker in the post. Guarded by Fultz. Walker's shot is off.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
Outside Fournier. He kicks it to Gordon. Fultz with the ball. Brown's there, and the shot goes in from Fultz.
You know, Fultz handles contact really well for a young player. Excellent at staying under control and then finishing through the contact.
Walker. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
And giving up some inches inside, but makes up for it with an aggressive style.
You know, with that size difference, that's not an easy shot. I mean, I don't care how close to the rim he is, that's a tough shot.
Now here's Fultz. 14 points from him the last game against Chicago. That's basket number 2 with his third shot off to a fast 2 for 3.
Man, I love the energy Fultz plays with, Kevin. I mean, when he's deep in the paint, he's really comfortable going up to shoot it.
Pass to Walker. Back to Tatum. For 3, Hayward. The shot missing. And Orlando the other way now. To the right side. Lets a floater go. And it's laid in by Fultz. Fultz has got his third basket of the night right there. And Walker's got the ball here for the Celtics. Trailing by 4. Tice passes to Tatum. Over Gordon. Tatum's shot is off.
Really just struggling here in the first few minutes. 5 attempts with only 1 falling.
Here's Fultz. Goes back up. And Vucevic finishes inside.
Boy, so smart and relentless on the offensive glass. Seems to me that Vucevic has that extra sense of tracking down missed shots. Seems to just have a nose for the ball.
Now here's Brown. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. And a beautiful feed leads to a monster jam.
Outstanding distribution there. I mean, what impressive passing ability.
Fultz, the pass to Isaac. A three-pointer, no good.
You know, he's not a knockdown shooter from there, but when you're that uncovered, you almost are forced to take it.
Here's Tatum. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Guys, you talk about players coming in and with a huge impact. Jason Tatum showed he was more than ready to be an NBA star.
Rare do you see a player as polished and as impactful as Tatum. Stepped right in to be one of the top players on a top team with Boston. Fits their system perfectly, and really the sky is the limit for that young man.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. Mark, some of those lottery-bound teams now giving more minutes to their younger players, developing them, looking into the future, which means more veterans, unfortunately, will have to sit and watch.
And, I always say this, and it's much easier said than done, but you're a professional, whether you're in the rotation, a young player or an old player, you have to approach it in a professional manner. And that means accepting the good with the bad, the sweet with the bitter, and that takes a maturity level. And when the trade deadline is behind you, you only can control what you can control, and that's what veterans should be about.
And hopefully the coach communicates the ideas behind the move, too.
I like that, but there's no obligation to do so.
Right. Now, here's Walker, following the miss by Evan Fournier. That one drops for him.
And, Hayward's floor recognition and composure, really impressive. Knows precisely when to pass over to the open man.
Walker in the post, guarded by Fultz. Walker's shot is off. Orlando, they've gone 4 for 9 from the field to start this game off. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Well, he's still listed at 6'10", but when you see him standing next to teammates, guys, Jonathan Isaac is clearly taller. By the time he's done growing, he's projected to be a 7-footer or north of that.
This is his first chance at the line tonight.
And the free throws have been dropping for him at a rate of about 77% on the season.
His free throw percentage has dropped this year, but not really enough to raise any red flags or become alarmed about it.
The first free throw is good. And Isaac doesn't want that 7-footer label, something we've seen before with the guys like Garnett and Kevin Durant.
Yeah, I agree. There are a couple of things that go into that when you talk about guys not wanting to be listed at 7 feet. He grew up playing on the perimeter and still has an attachment to that part of his game. And then I think there's also the feeling if you're listed at 7 feet, you're going to get stuck inside. But even more than that, folks tend to look at you differently when you're a 7-footer because you appear to be out of the norm in a major way.
Now, here's Brown. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Tatum nails the 16-footer.
Guys, Tatum's ability to rise into his jump shot makes him hard to defend for just about all defenders.
Passes to Vucevic. Over Tice. Once again off the mark, Orlando.
The fact is, he's not a lock from there, but he was open enough to where he should have hit that shot.
Here's Walker. It's in. That's his third field goal of the game. He's 3 for 5.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Now, here's Fultz, guarded by Walker, to the middle. Here's Vucevic, connects on the foul line jumper.
You look at the mid-range area of the court, definitely in Vucevic's game, clearly. He's an outstanding shooting center.
Now, Tice, 20 points for him last game against the Bucks in Milwaukee.
Yeah, but he was also a force on the defensive side. 2 block shots and also altered a ton of shots.
Here's Fournier, Kimble Walker making his last shot. And Fournier kicks to Isaac. Back to Fournier. Takes the 3. That shot off. Great D that time from Tatum. Tice finds Walker. And he uses the glass on the layup. And it's a 4-point Boston lead.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Up top, Fultz, guarded by Walker. Here's Vucevic with nobody on him. He buries the jumper. Vucevic has got 6.
Vucevic is pretty good, guys, in catch-and-shoot situations. That's not often the case for a guy his size.
Walker in the post, guarded by Fultz. Vucevic with the block. Outside Fournier. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot two here.
And you look out there at the Magic, one of the taller teams in our league.
And, you know, that's a philosophical bent for the front office. They want long, athletic players. Draft guys with great length and then develop their strength and skill level. And I actually kind of like that approach. Have a philosophy, stick to it, and be true to it.
And he can't get the first one. Clark, you were so prolific in so many areas of the game. Which part of basketball came the easiest for you?
I think the rebounding piece. I always had a knack for sniffing out missed shots and had the size and timing and hands to chase down rebounds. But that was probably the strength of my game and the most unique part of it at an early age. And then the ball handling. My dad was 6'4" in the 50s, which meant you pretty much played inside, and he drummed into my head and my heart. Make sure you can handle that ball. So from the time I started playing, I was dribbling and making sure I could handle it, and it served me well during my playing career.
So the Celtics called timeout. They're first. Ennis is checked in. As we get a break in the action now, let's take a look at the East and how the teams are stacking up. You look at Boston. Right now, they're locked into third place in the conference, looking to get a high seed for the playoffs. And, of course, there's the Magic. They're 5 spots away.
Man, and looking at the Magic, they've shown me some very good things this season. But that next step, those qualities that could make them true contenders, just haven't been there.
Yeah, and you know, we've seen them enough to know by now they're not going to make that switch from good to great at this point. Not this year anyway.
Now here is Augustine. His last outing, 16 points for him. Pass to Ross. 14 feet away. Good on the jump shot.
Feasting on the leftovers, eating big time. Ross stepping inside the arc and making it happen.
Wanamaker looking over the floor. The pass to Tatum. 14 feet away. Rebound by the Magic. Vucevic has got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Now here is Augustine. He's guarded closely. Misses that one. He's 0 for 1 from the floor.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Yeah, I like the way they're setting the tone. Really playing with a lot of energy here at the start.
Orlando trailing here. Pass to Ennis. Here is Ross. For 3. It's good. The assist that time from Ennis. Ross has got 5.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Nothing like answering back. One team gets 3, you fire 3 of your own. Boom.
Now here's Tatum. He had a 30-point outing their last game against Milwaukee.
And he didn't take any plays off at the defensive end. I mean, he wound up with 4 steals on the night.
Good to see Tatum as a young player use his body to draw contact, and it seems to me like he's always looking for opportunities to get to the free throw line.
Shooting 2.
And that one falls for Tatum. Moves on moves. Great, that's Jason Tatum.
I mean, this guy's a natural isolation scorer. Jab steps, crossovers, turnarounds, fadeaways. He's got an awful lot in his bag.
And so Tatum nails them both.
Already a very confident player. Knocking down those free throws only fuels that.
And here's Augustine. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Fader on the way. And Vucevic with the basket on the assist by Bamba. And the Magic lead by 1. And so Wanamaker will bring it up for the Celtics. Passes it to Canner. Here's Wanamaker, guarded by Augustine. Williams up on top. Shoots over Bamba. Bamba with the block.
Boy, great timing and awareness there from Bamba. He sends shots away on the daily.
Augustine, that's good.
He knew what he wanted to do all along. The teardrop.
Celtics trail by 3. Smart deciding where to go with it. 1:36 left to play in the first quarter. Great D that time from Vucevic. Ross on the wing, guarded by Smart. Back to Ross. Pass to Vucevic from outside the arc. That's no good. It's his second miss. He's made 4. Smart against Ross. Smart kicks to Williams. And there's the pass to Tatum. Back to Williams. The Celtics working the ball around now. Pass to Wanamaker. Here's Cantor. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. TJ Augustine picks one up. Well, the book, Greg, is the same for Enes Kanter as it's always been. Great score inside, but his defense leaves you wanting.
And Kevin, at this point, he is who he is. I mean, for better or worse. Kanter is still a force off the bench to give a team some post presence in their second unit, but not sure he'll ever be a player to build around.
That's good from Kanter. Michael Carter-Williams checked in for the Magic. Boston also with the sub. Williams, he's checked in for Williams. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. Orlando's gone, just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. Augustine looking around. Passes it to Bamba. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. Boston trailing. We've got 33 seconds left here in the opening quarter. And it's blocked.
Great play by Ross. I mean, using that bouncing ability at the defensive end, love it.
Carter-Williams dishes to Ross. 17 seconds left in the first quarter. And it's Mohamed Bamba with the foul. That's his first foul. Here's Wanamaker. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Here's Cantor. Here's Smart. And that one released in time, but no good.
Well, it's pretty clear the length of Carter-Williams is what helps him cover so much ground on offense and defense. I mean, I think he does an outstanding job contesting shooters as they get into their shot motion.
A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Magic lead by 1. 2K Sports back in a moment from the Amway Center. That relationship played a big role in Hayward deciding to join the Boston Celtics.
And not just a connection, but a respect. Hayward now a veteran in this league while Stevens has moved into the conversation for one of the better young coaches in our league.
Welcome back to Noche Latina, celebrating the Latin culture and their love for the game of basketball. It just keeps growing. And from what we've seen from Orlando, what do you guys see?
Well, this is the edge that great rim protection can give you.
Yeah, you know, you have a guy in there blocking a bunch of shots or multiple players blocking shots. It causes the offense to think twice when they go up for shots in there.
DJ Augustine out there with Michael Carter-Williams. And there's Mohamed Bamba, and it's Vucevic, and it's Ross in at the 3, the small forward. That's who's out there for Orlando.
Celtics ball.
This is a list of the guys that have been dialed in at the free throw line lately since the All-Star break. No one has been better. 5th best, Michael Carter-Williams.
And one look at his numbers since the break, and you can see how comfortable he's been at the foul line.
Wanamaker the pass to Cantor. Williams looking over the floor. Pass to Cantor. Fades and shoots, and the shot is good. And the Celtics lead by 1. Guys, what a tight start to the game this has been.
And it's still in the first half. This could be a wild one.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, for Nick Vucevic, there were some great firsts last season. His son Philip was born in December. And then Dad made his first All-Star appearance. Nick is from a basketball family. He said, "I'll enjoy telling my son the stories, like my dad did with me. We'll see if he likes the game of basketball. I think he will." Kevin?
Well, DA, it's certainly in his genes. Thanks for that report. That one is off. Analytics, Clark, are such a major factor for coaching staffs and scouting staffs, and plenty of microanalysis to go around. But some statistics can actually be a little bit misleading, don't you think?
Yeah, I agree with you, Kevin, and you can torture the numbers to say whatever you want them to say, so you have to be careful. I think there's a great place for analytics in the game. It's very useful in some areas, but you have to balance it. There has to be a blend there. Take, for instance, shot blocking. Just because you don't block a shot, that sometimes can dismiss what changing shots do to a team's defense or for a team's defense. The number of threes being taken. Effective field goal percentage is more important than raw field goal percentage because of threes.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
And Greg, we've seen it time and time again in games. Effort and determination on the glass can make up for a lot of other weaknesses.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
Exactly. The defense determined not to allow the easy layup right there. They'll settle for making him earn the free throws.
That free throw missing.
Well, you talk about physical gifts for the game. Mo Bamba, a 7-footer with the longest wingspan, 7'9.5", and that gives him a huge sphere of influence.
Aaron Gordon, he's checking in for Orlando. Fournier comes in for DJ Augustine. Brown, he's checked in for the Celtics. So he comes up empty at the line. Right, you look at Bamba, able to touch the rim while still on the ground. And he gets off the ground pretty well, too.
A good athlete, still getting stronger and developing his feel for the game. But he has something you just can't teach.
Got a piece of it. Here's Wanamaker. Carter Williams covering. Outside Williams. Kicks it to Brown. His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2.
And Brown really is at his best when he takes it inside. I mean, the defense has no idea what to do with it.
And the call will be against Brad Wanamaker. That is his first foul of the game. Jonathan Isaac, he's checked in for Terrence Ross. Then for the Celtics, Daniel Tice is checked in for Enes Kanter. Hayward comes in for Smart. And Walker subbed in for Brad Wanamaker. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. And there's the call on Gordon Hayward. That's his first foul.
And now only one away from being in the penalty.
Yep, the next one puts them on the line, so they've got to be careful the rest of the way.
Carter Williams with it. 20 points for him last game against Chicago.
And a lot of those points came at the free throw line. Really because of his aggression. He was playing the game with force, always catching his man on his heels.
A floater, and it's sent back by Isaac. And it's out of bounds. The Celtics will take it the other way. Boston leading by 5. And the pass to Walker. Now, here's Tice. Looking at his numbers, he averages a bit over 9 points a game. Oh, and here we go. Isaac's got the fast break chance. And then Gordon with the dunk.
Really easy to appreciate Isaac, Kevin. I mean, solid teammate who's always ready to share the sugar.
Carter Williams against Walker. He kicks it to Brown. The Celtics working the ball around now. Down low, Williams. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. Now Carter Williams. No points in the game yet for him. Pass to Bamba. Ball's knocked loose. And a fast break now for the Celtics. Here's Hayward. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
You know, there's no question about it. Hayward is an exciting player and an athletic forward who can really score.
And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Celtics?
Guys, their penetration has been outstanding. I mean, it's actually been great. They're really finding those holes in the defense.
Shooting too. And also knocking down the mid-range because they're making good decisions with the basketball.
Free throw drops for Hayward. Clark, if you were a coach on a team, what would you want to see from a guy by the end of his rookie season in the NBA?
You know, Kevin, I won't be specific because I think it's more general in my estimation. Owning his development, whatever that means, embracing how he's going to get better. If it's a particular area of the game, yes, but understanding the professionalism of work ethic and developing good habits and really owning that. That's what I would want to see.
Now, here's Fultz. 6 points for him. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It's going to go on Gordon Hayward. The sixth pick back in 2017. 6'10" Jonathan Isaac out of Florida State. Greg, what have you seen from him?
Came in somewhat raw. Potential as a rangy defender. Offensively, though, still a ways to go.
And he makes the first.
Well, this guy packs a nice skill set, Jonathan Isaac. A slender big man who has nice range and is a superb defender already.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Boston leading by 3. Walker the pass to Tice. Kicks to Williams. Outside, Walker. Clock at 6. Over Fultz. The second chance effort, and he sinks the layup. Tice has got the lead up to 5 now for the Celtics.
That kind of energy and hustle on the glass usually produces good results.
And here's Fultz. 6 points for him. On the wing, Gordon. The Magic need to get a shot off here. They get the rebound. Williams with the block.
A main staple in Williams' game, that sixth sense for when to rise up and deter those shots.
The Magic shooting a mediocre 41% in this one. Isaac kicks to Fournier. Back to Isaac. Shoots over Walker. The Magic again can't hit. For the Orlando Magic, they come into this one following a loss to the Bulls. Brown inside. Was guarded by Fournier. Brown, good. Brown's got 7 points in the game.
I think that's where Brown is at his best, guys. He's a muscular athlete who loves finishing strong through contact.
And it's blocked. Outside, Walker. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Well, one thing you've got to know about Kimble Walker is that this guy can go off at any time. A dynamic scorer that also possesses the killer instinct. And when he gets it going, watch out. It can snowball into a dominating performance.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Good from Walker. And for Walker, who stayed 3 years at UConn, Clark, he just keeps getting better on the offensive end.
Boy, Kimble Walker is one of the most dynamic little guys we've had in the league in its history. I mean, his ability to score from outside and inside, really hard to match and quite special. He's the type of player who always is surprising you on the upside.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
Yeah, you have to make teams pay for fouling you. That's why they call them free. And they've done exactly that, made them pay.
Now, here's Fournier. Scoring-wise, he's definitely making his mark. Right now, he's averaging about 19 points a game. It's stolen by Tice. Outside, Walker. The feed to Williams. He's good with the little jumper in close. Williams has got his first points of the game.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Here's Fultz. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Kimble Walker picks one up.
Boy, Fultz plays with an awful lot of heart. Excellent at forcing the defense to foul him on these drives to the rim.
And the number 1 pick in 2017, Markel Fultz out of Washington, 6'4". Clark, you think he's more of a point guard or a 2?
Well, you know, at Washington, Kevin, I thought he showed the ability to score and assist at a high level. Coming out of college, I thought he had a chance to be really dynamic in both areas. Time will tell if that's the case, but I think playing the point could take some of the pressure off of his shot as he regains confidence in that part of his game.
And Orlando making a change here. Ennis is checked in. He hits both from the stripe.
You know, Fultz is a guy who can easily take over a game if you give him an opportunity to. He's very confident and has remarkable decision-making skills.
Now, here's Walker. He's got 12. Brown outside. The shot's good on the assist by Walker. Brown's got the lead up to 12 now for the Celtics.
Wow, unconscious has he been this quarter. They're riding that hot hand.
And now the first timeout called here for the Magic.
To score in the half court. I mean, if you can score at all, really suffocating you on defense.
Stolen by Walker. Fires from the corner. Again, the Celtics good for 2. And with Walker, as he has progressed as a player, you know, Greg, so has his leadership.
And Kemba has been a natural leader for so long during his time. When your leader puts in the work that Kemba does, it has to inspire the rest of that roster.
Here's Ennis. Kimble Walker making his last shot. It's blocked. Second chance shot. Ennis misses.
That's exactly the look they wanted, guys. Right guy, right play, wrong result.
Hayward from outside. Tries again. Williams. And a good offensive board. And he gets the bucket.
And without looking at the scoreboard, you think they were the team trailing and trying to fight their way back.
Yeah, I love the energy they're playing with. I say it this way. Good teams, championship teams, play against the game as much as they play against the opponent. Nice uptick here in their second chance points in this quarter.
And the Magic can hold on to the ball.
Boy, that looked like a failure to communicate. You hate unforced errors.
Vucevic, he's checked in for the Magic. And Walker's got the ball here for the Boston Celtics. 16-point lead, the largest margin in the game. Tice finds Brown. And Brown throws it down hard.
Just awesome speed from Brown. Blasting off towards the bucket and slamming it down.
They're getting beat up pretty badly out there.
And I don't care what anybody says. You can't keep the status quo. If it ain't working, you got to make some changes.
Now, here's Vucevic. He's coming off a 19-point game against Chicago.
Yeah, but the rebounding in that game as well was just tremendous. I mean, he dominated the backboard.
And the shot goes in from Fultz.
Boy, it's so good to see how under control Fultz is. I mean, even when the defense is trying to rattle him, shake him up, distract him, it doesn't bother that sweet jumper.
Walker with it, guarded by Fultz. Walker's shot is off.
Well, not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Inside, it's stolen by Ennis. To the inside, here's Gordon, and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
You know, you talk about the explosive athletes in the NBA, the most explosive athletes. I would think Aaron Gordon has to be on your list. I mean, this guy has great feet, tremendous speed, and he puts both to use on both ends of the floor.
The first one falls. And the athleticism is obvious for Gordon, but he continues, Clark, to still work on his skill game.
I love the fact that he's continuing to improve. He's grown as a shooter and a playmaker. He's always been a pretty good ball handler and passer, and we really forget how young he is, man. This guy still has a lot of room to grow.
Gordon hits both of them.
Got to stay active when Gordon's out there. I mean, his ability to make something out of nothing is huge for this team.
Smart against Ross. Passes it to Williams. And Vucevic pulls it down. Vucevic has got rebound number 13 for him here tonight. Ross passes to Ennis. Fultz with the ball. Pass to Vucevic. Three-pointer. And Tatum pulls it down. Celtics leading by 14. And up the court come the Celtics on the break. And it's blocked by Gordon.
At the defensive end, Gordon is very accomplished. I mean, he gets off the ground quickly and is an excellent shot blocker as a result.
And the 6'7" swingman, Terrence Ross, the number 8 pick out of Washington.
Well, you know, the shooting and leaping ability of Ross, phenomenal. I mean, I think the defensive end is where he can solidify his game and really improve. He's got all the tools, though, to be an excellent two-way player.
That free throw good from Ross. DJ Augustine's checked in for Markelle Fultz. Brad Wanamaker's checked in for Boston. And both free throws good for Ross. Boston's gone 2 for 5 from three-point land since the end of the first. A minute 50 left to play here in the second quarter. The pass to Tatum. Launches a three. Orlando grabs the miss.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
Williams against Augustine. The shot from the low post is good. Augustine's got his second basket of the night.
And Augustine really sizes up these floaters perfectly, Kevin. Makes it hard for the defense to get a hand up on time.
Here's Wanamaker. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Cantor, the pass to Wanamaker. Just 5 to shoot. Smart trying to break free. Wanamaker misses. And it's Orlando's ball. It's been 8 unanswered points for him. That's in, and the Celtic lead is cut down to just 8 points on the bucket from Ross.
You know, that kind of unselfishness, guys, from Augustine is really infectious, especially when it's coming from your point guard.
Williams from outside. Rebounded by Vucevic. 2 for 1 opportunity here if they want it.
And no doubt, Kevin, if I'm them, I go for it.
Here's Augustine. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. Ennis misses.
Having a hand up in your face makes such a difference to a shooter.
And, you know, he's a guy who knows how to defend the three-point shot. He's not going to just give it to you. He's going to make you earn it. Yeah, I tell you what, for him, this has been a game to forget. But somehow they still find themselves with the lead.
Bounce pass from Augustine. Out of bounds as Orlando keeps possession.
Yeah, gets a finger on it, but just can't quite come up with the steal.
Clearly a careless pass. He got away with one there.
Three from the inbound. And so it's the Boston Celtics holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. And they've done a phenomenal job down low. So many of their points coming right at the rim. And don't go away. We'll be right back. 2 quarters left to go in regulation. Boston leading by 8. On the floor for Boston. Walker and Brown, they're manning the backcourt. Hayward at small forward with Tatum at the 4. And it's Tice in at the center position. Dishes to Brown. 6 on the shot clock. And Brown throws it down.
Hey, Brown is very serious about his scoring. I mean, he's got the green light to fire up from just about anywhere out there, and he takes full advantage of it.
Now here's Fultz. Outside Fournier. He feeds it to Gordon. He kicks it to Fultz. Shoots over Walker. Count it, and the Celtic lead has been cut down to just 8 points on the bucket from Fultz.
Boy, Fultz so good at getting to his spots and then capitalizing, Kevin. I like watching this guy score the ball.
Hayward. That shot no good. And Orlando will come the other way.
They've been the better rebounding team by a healthy margin, but it hasn't been enough.
Yeah, you know, they're hustling and giving a good effort, that's for sure. But unfortunately, the execution has been lacking.
Now, here's Fournier. And it's Gordon missing. Pass to Brown. And Brown throws it down hard.
Good read from Tatum that time. Saw the defense, had overcommitted, and then made them pay with the sweet dime. Well done.
Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
Passes it to Fultz. Some nice ball movement by the Magic. Vucevic with the bucket.
Well, it's been a work in progress, but it actually has paid dividends. Vucevic has worked hard to become a legitimate three-point shooter.
Walker dishes to Brown. For 3, Hayward. And Vucevic pulls it down. Vucevic has got his 16th rebound on the night. Count it, and the Celtic lead has been cut to just 5 on the basket from Gordon.
That's 3 of 4 here to start the half. And you talk about the best defensive head coaches in the league. Steve Clifford has to be on that short list.
I would agree with you, partner. I mean, his teams play hard, they play smart, they play with discipline, and that usually is a reflection of the coach, and a good one.
A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. The 15-footer, shot's good by Walker. Walker's got 16.
Boy, it's so good to see Walker pulling up with that kind of confidence. I mean, his jump shot seems to be getting better every year.
Outside Fournier. Over Brown. And Boston with the rebound. Tatum's got rebound number 5 here tonight. And it's Brown that time on the assist by Tatum. And now it's a 9-point Celtic lead.
This is some kind of performance we're seeing from him today. He has yet to miss a shot.
Pass to Gordon, to the paint, deflects the pass. It's stolen by Tice. Here's Tatum. Here's Hayward. Plays it up and banks it in. And the Celtics lead by 11.
How frustrating for the defense. You get the stop, but then fail to block out.
Well, that's the way it's going to be for them today, fellas. Can't sustain any momentum.
Now, here's Vucevic. 12 points for him. Fultz looking around. Down to 5 on the shot clock. From deep. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Let's have a look at the league's top scorers for the past month. To say these guys have been hot is an understatement. Second is Jason Tatum.
What a performance offensively. Something has really clicked with his game over this stretch.
Now, here's Walker, guarded by Fultz. Hayward kicks to Brown. And finished off by Brown.
Boy, it's so much fun seeing Brown drop the hammer. Just an amazing dunker who bashes the basket.
The pass to Fultz. Teardrop shot. It'll go. The Boston lead is cut down to 11 on the bucket from Vucevic.
Just a positive force right now for these guys. And though his team has fallen a bit short, it's not because of him.
Hayward finds Brown. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That one on Vucevic.
And Brown is a guy who is hunting contact. Defenders have to be more cautious around him when they're defending.
Let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Celtics.
And I like how they've taken the high percentage shot in the paint. In that first half, we saw them doing it, and they've continued to succeed as the game has worn on.
They've also jumped on any opportunity they've had to attack the basket tonight. I mean, excellent penetration.
First one falls for him.
And the vertical that Brown has is quite impressive. As relentless a finisher that you'll find in this league.
And Orlando making a change here. Bamba's checked in. Boston also with the sub. Williams is checked in. And Brown drops them both. Do you think it helps the pace of the game with the NBA recently modifying the shot clock rule that after an offensive rebound, it doesn't go back to 24, it goes now to the new number, 14 seconds?
Well, I really like the rule because you don't have to bring the ball over the half-court line, which is 8 seconds, so it makes sense, and it does speed up the game in my opinion.
Now, here's Fultz. 12 points for him. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Walker. Here's a look at the schedule for the Orlando Magic. On Sunday, they'll host the Charlotte Hornets. And then on Tuesday, they'll be playing against Blake Griffin and the Detroit Pistons.
In that game against the Cavaliers, this is one where it would take a complete meltdown for them not to come away with the win. Anything can happen, but I'd be shocked if they don't come out on top.
And Hayward with the stuff.
And as a wing player, Hayward's just so good at attacking the basket. I think that's a big part of what makes him special. Doesn't take much of an opening for Hayward to make his move.
Now here's Fultz. He averages more than 12 points a game. That's some dependable production. It's Fournier on the wing. He's covered by Brown. Fires top of the key. Fournier's shot is off.
It's just been a brutal outing for him. He still hasn't managed to make a shot, and the team is struggling because of it.
Right side to Walker. Shot from 16, and it's Boston with another.
You know, he's effective as a scorer because Walker can take it to the rack or hit jumpers like that. So as a defender, you got to pick how you're going to defend him. Make him drive or give him the jump shot.
Now here's Vucevic. He's got 14. Once again off the mark, Orlando.
And there have been some terrible shot choices here, Kev. That's not a good look at all.
Bamba with the block. And that's out of bounds. Boston will retain possession. Ross is checked in for the Magic. Celtics also with a sub. Smart's checked in. That's tipped. Ross with the steal. Here's Vucevic. A beautiful reverse layup. Vucevic has got 16 points.
Well, that's just strength there. That's what we call weight room. The power of Vucevic on display.
Back to Smart. And so Boston again turning it over.
We got a moment now to see how the Magic are doing in the NBA rankings right now.
And you gotta love how well they safeguard their offensive possessions. You see the ranking, second fewest turnovers committed, terrific ball handling, and smart passing.
Fultz the pass to Fournier. Now here's Vucevic. Back to Fournier. Rebounded by Smart.
Putting up a goose egg, bageled this period. At this point, you have to run the offense through somebody else. I mean, that's your only choice.
Walker against Ross. Walker goes in. Williams kicks to Tatum. Ross against Walker. 6 to shoot. Nice shot from the wing. Walker's got 20.
Well, I tell you what, in these sets, it's hard to know how to guard Kimble Walker. Quick, crafty, and lethal with that shot. So good at taking what's in front of him.
Now here's Ross. 9 points in the game so far. Excellent D there from Williams. Now here's Tatum. D right on him. The Magic trail by 17. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
No one near Fultz as he lets it go. The Magic again can't hit. Brown outside. The shot's good on the assist by Walker. 25 points for Jaylen Brown.
As hot as he's been this quarter, the game plan is simple, folks. Get him the ball and get out of the way.
Now a timeout called by Orlando. Williams checked in for Fournier, and DJ Augustine subbed in for Fultz. And then for Boston, Cantor checked in for Jason Tatum, and Brad Wanamaker subbed in for Walker. Now here's Carter Williams. He's been patient so far, nothing on the scoreboard yet. And Cantor pulls it down. And here's Brown. He'll bring it up for the Celtics. They lead by 20. That's the most we've seen. Wanamaker misses.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
And you know, guys, I love his fight and grit on the interior. I mean, he never lets a shot go uncontested.
Now here's Smart. Here's Cantor. And off the glass. That one's good. Cantor's got 6 points.
Yeah, coach's pet peeve there. No box out.
Those are free points you're giving away. You got to work harder on the glass.
Here's Augustine. Isaac with the ball. They get a hand on it and wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. Boston with the ball. Boston leading by 22. Here's Wanamaker. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. Cantor finds Smart. Back to Cantor. Shoots over Carter Williams. And there's Cantor on the assist from Smart. That's now 8 points for Enes Kanter. Orlando's gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third.
Very rare for players to be elite defenders from the moment they set foot in the NBA, but that was the case for Marcus Smart. A tremendous physicality to go with a pit bull disposition has made him downright scary at times at that end of the floor.
Now a timeout called by Orlando. Let's take a look at the players that have been grabbing rebounds in bunches to lead the NBA over the last 10 games. Fifth, Nikola Vucevic.
When it comes to rebounding, it's been a stupendous stretch for him. He's been using his body and strength so effectively.
Pass to Isaac. Back to Augustine. They need this one. Second shot opportunity, and it's denied. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Cantor. Gordon's checked in for Isaac. Gordon, the pass to Augustine. Kicks to Ross. Just 5 on the clock. Once again off the mark, Orlando.
No matter what looks they get, they just can't convert to stop this run.
And, you know, they've got to be careful because this is when the team concept breaks down and guys start playing hero ball.
And their balanced effort at both ends has hushed this crowd.
Yeah, you said the key word there, balanced. I mean, their big lead owes as much to their defense as their offense.
Here's Vucevic after the basket by Boston. The dish to Augustine. And denied. He sends it right off the glass.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole because he is just not there offensively. Well-rounded effort, and they show no signs of letting up.
Almost no holes in their performance tonight. They've been tremendous.
Here's Vucevic. Some solid defense from Brown. And so Brown will bring it up for the Celtics. Smart, wide open, he fires. Off target with his 3.
No other way to put it. Just a poor shooting performance for him, but luckily his teammates have picked up the slack.
Here's Augustine. Here's Vucevic. And just miss after miss right now.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And you know what? He's not going to give up an easy finish at the rim. I mean, that's just against his constitution.
Gordon kicks to Ross. From deep three-point range.
Hey, how about that defensive hustle by Jaylen Brown? I mean, just not giving this man any room to feel comfortable.
And so it's Boston, out there all by themselves with a 32-point lead to end the quarter. They've been playing some ferocious defense. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. Magic shooting a low 30% right now, an ugly offensive performance. They've got Al-Farouq Aminu. Carter Williams is out there with DJ Augustine. Then it's Ennis, and it's Birch in at the 5. That's who's out there for Orlando. Now, here's Green. Aminu missing his last shot. The shot, no good. Up top, Carter Williams, guarded by Green. Carter Williams against Green. Fades. That one falls. Carter Williams has got his first 2 points of the night.
Well, I tell you, when Carter Williams is hitting from the mid-range, it elevates and lifts his teammates. Great to see him looking for that shot.
Here's Wanamaker. Clark, a lot of fans ask us what qualifies as a legal screen versus a moving screen. They feel there's a lot of gray area there. What do you think?
Well, I think there is some gray area because the problem you have, one of the problems is a number of veterans out there have become really masters at getting a little extra into their screen, which borders on illegal and many times is. So the league is doing a pretty good job of clarifying. And if you're moving your lower or upper body to help a teammate with your screen, then that should be called. And most times it is called as illegal. A hip check, a shoulder, any of that to set a screen is illegal. And, you know, even though they're on top, they're winning. I mean, they could use more from him, trying to shut the door on this one.
Here's Carter Williams, got a hand on it. And so it looks like the Magic will retain possession here. And the Magic making a change here. Bamba's checked in. Now here's Ennis. 6 on the shot clock. Augustine against Edwards. Augustine, no luck.
He is single-handedly dropping the temperature in here with that cold streak.
And he's got to find other ways to contribute then, because his shot making is not happening right now.
Now here's Edwards, and Cantor throws it down.
That's serving it up on a platter there. What a nice pass. A high percentage look was the result.
The Magic have gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. Here's Carter Williams. It's tipped. Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. And Al Farouk Aminu gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. The last couple of years, Clark, we've seen a couple of Hall of Fame level players go on these farewell tours on their final year in the NBA. What a great way for fans of opposing teams to honor these terrific stars.
You know, I was a little bit mixed on how I felt about the farewell tours, but these two were handled so beautifully, and there have been others that have been handled great. It gives the fans an opportunity to express their feelings for some of the greats in the game, and that's heartwarming for all of us, I think.
Yeah, you and I were just talking about the way Kobe and Wade were terrific in their tour.
Out of bounds.
Out of bounds, Boston takes possession.
And this is like another case of Murphy's Law right now, and it's been their own doing, really, just like we saw there.
Ojale is checked in for Brad Wanamaker. Third minute of action now gone here in the fourth. Williams passes to Green. And here's Tice. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It goes on Mohamed Bamba. He's off on the first. Clark, when you think of athleticism, specific, talk about the changes athletically we've seen in the league, say, since the 80s.
It's dramatically different. I mean, there have been tremendous athletes through every decade of the league's existence, but it's gotten better with improved training and more knowledge about the anatomy of the body and how to enhance its performance. But now it seems like great athletes are, you know, a dime a dozen versus 8 to a dozen back in the 80s.
Now here's Carter Williams. It's deflected, and they get it back. 4 on the shot clock. Another shot. The shot off that time. Now Boston takes it the other way. Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. It's stolen by Aminu. Now Augustine. Two free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
You know, Augustine, when he's attacking, playing downhill, trying to score, it puts a lot of pressure on the defense and puts him in a tough spot guarding him.
DJ Augustine.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The free throw drops for Augustine. Mark, the max contract didn't exist when you were playing. Is it something that should be up for debate?
Well, it's a function of the economics of the league now, and in theory, there's some reasons why you have max contracts, because a guy has earned that opportunity, a way to keep a star player or a max contract player with the same team, I think is part of the reasoning behind it. I mean, debating it and talking about it is probably something that makes some sense. If you're thinking about getting rid of it, I'm not so sure. Boy, he has to put that one away. A solid opportunity, gone awry.
Moves back up, and he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And Boston called for the foul.
Yeah, you can see Bamba's composure down there. I mean, even when he's under pressure, he stays aggressive and calm.
Shooting 2.
That free throw, no good. Well, when you look at Mo Bamba with his size, around 7'1" in height, Clark, the longest wingspan, arm span ever measured at the Combine, he can dominate inside.
And you know what, guys? The scary thing is he's got room to fill out. He's got room to add good muscle and weight to that frame. And once he does, he's going to be a nightmare to deal with.
The Celtics have gone just 1 of 6 from the field to start the fourth quarter. A bit of a slowdown for them right now. Edwards against Augustine. Free throw line jump shot. That one good for 2.
And even with the big lead, he remains focused on the task at hand.
Yeah, and you know, that is some shaky and shoddy defensive work. They got to tighten it up.
Now here's Carter Williams over Edwards. And good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down.
Boy, you've got to love seeing Carter Williams drain the jump shot. I mean, definitely a part of his game that he's looking to consistently improve as time goes on.
Aminu against Edwards. They kick it out to Green. Hits the jumper in space. Green's got his first basket of the night.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Now here's Carter Williams. To the wing on the left. Through the three-point line, it's Augustine. Cans the shot from the wing. And here's Green. He'll bring it up for the Celtics. Passes to Tice. Back to Green. It's hauled in by the Magic.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And you know what? He's not going to give up an easy finish at the rim. I mean, that's just against his constitution.
Pass to Williams. Clark, we hear a lot about the young basketball players in this country, the good ones playing in the AAU system. Is that the best way to develop talent for the NBA?
It's one of the better ways because the competition level is quite good across regions and throughout the country with these AAU teams. I think there's some great AAU programs and some tremendous benefits to participating in AAU basketball. Some things are better than others with it, but overall I think it's pretty solid.
The Magic making a switch here. A one-deuce checked in. It's stolen by Tice. Here's Edwards. And it's blocked. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Aminu. Outside, Green. Off his foot. And the ref's whistling a kick ball. And the Celtics making a change here. Williams has checked in. Tice kicks to Williams. Ojale passes to Williams. 5 to shoot. From the arc. The rebound by a one-due. For Orlando, they've gone 5 of 12 from the field entering the fourth quarter. Augustine dishes to Bamba.
Guys, the scoring efficiency for DJ Augustine peaking in the last couple of seasons. As he enters his 30s, he's showing he can be an impactful offensive player.
Shooting 2.
And the first one drops.
A top 10 pick in the 2018 draft, Mohamed Bamba, Mo Bamba for short, is a terrific athlete and has a great work ethic too.
He hits one, then misses the second attempt from the free throw line. Green inside. The rebound by Awandu. And along with the shooting, Clark, Augustine a pretty good passer as well.
Yeah, not a big rate of assist or a huge rate of assist, but what I like, he takes care of the basketball. He doesn't turn it over a lot, and he's got a really tight handle. And when you shoot as well as he does, no need to put the ball in jeopardy. Hold on to it and make sure you get a good look.
Edwards, that's good.
Hey, I'm stating the obvious here, but he was very comfortable taking that shot. Not a defender in sight.
And here's Augustine. Here's Awandu, guarded by Green. Takes the 13-footer, and it's Awandu missing. Boston's gotten just 1 of 4 three-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. Green passes to Ojale. Orlando grabs the miss. Ennis has got his 5th rebound in this one. He kicks to Bamba. Augustine against Edwards. Bamba. The shot misses. Nice D from Williams. Here's Ojale. There's the pass to Edwards. Williams with the ball. Pass to Tice. Here's Ojale. From deep. And it's Orlando with the rebound. Bamba's got his 6th rebound on the night.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Awandu kicks to Augustine. Are there any changes you'd like to see made in the process when players and teams are fine? Or any number of things, incidents on the floor or off the floor?
Well, I think there's a place for fines and the different amounts depending on how egregious the act is by a player or team makes some sense. I think having different categories. But I'm one that would rather hit hard and less often. So I think if you want to minimize the number of finable offenses, then make the penalty be greater for those things that are finable.
Shooting 2.
He misses the free throw. Ken Burge is checked in for the Magic. Boston also with the sub. Williams, he's checked in for Daniel Tice. And the second free throw, good. Boston dictating the flow. Knocked loose, and that's out of bounds. Boston will retain possession.
Celtics ball.
Here is Edwards. Passes it to Ojale. Now Edwards. 5 on the clock. Bamba with the block. Now here is Augustine. Clark, should the NBA consider widening the court to even out the value of those corner threes?
You know, that wouldn't be a bad idea, Kevin. But I also like the fact that there's a deep 3 at the top and on the wing. And then you've got a little shorter 3 if you can get to that corner. Widening the lane to make that 3 more in line or symmetrical with the deep 3 at the top. I kind of like having a short corner 3.
I agree with you.
He can be a forgotten man in their offense sometimes, but the D still has to keep an eye on him.
Pass to a one-do. And there's a minute 45 left here in the fourth quarter. Rebound by Williams. Williams has got 8 rebounds in this game. Augustine against Edwards. Here's Williams. He can't get that one to fall. Magic shooting only 35% in the fourth quarter. The offense looking a little rickety.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Celtics.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And this will now push it to a total of 44 games in the win column on the season. And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Jaylen Brown.
Boy, he was absolutely relentless at the offensive end, guys. Smelled blood and went for it.
And so Green will bring it up for the Boston Celtics. And there's the pass to Williams. We've got 28 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Ogilvy passes to Green. From deep three-point range, rebound by the Magic. Down low. Birch's shot's good.
And that lead pass allowed him to get straight to the rim unabated in stride.
Now Edwards. And so it's Boston easily grabbing this one. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, guys. Gordon, nice win for you guys tonight. What was the difference?
Energy. I think we play with a lot of energy, passion, especially defensively. You know, when we're all doing our job and we're playing and we're focused and we're solid defensively, we're not really having lapses, we can be a pretty good team. You know, that we don't have to walk the ball up the court and it's not as difficult on our offense. So it all starts defensively, and I think it all starts with energy down there.
You've become one of the best young defensive teams in the league, Gordon. Thanks very much. Back to you.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long and good night, everyone.